Hey guys, I had a thought the other day, and this is going to be my first go at explaining this, and I hope I nail it because there's a lot of thoughts put out, and I really hope to not have to do this a second time. I was watching church earlier today and had a few epiphanies in my brain in regards to just mental health and those who are psychiatric people and doctors and mental health advisors and a few of those things. And I really started thinking about how similar our job as coaches are extremely similar to medical sales reps for so many reasons, and I will explain that in a second. But in regards to being a coach, because we are liaisons between the product and the people, it's very similar to a medical sales representative. So I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with how the medical sales rep business is laid out, and if you are, I'm sorry, I'm going to run over it real quick for those who might not understand what a medical sales rep work schedule might look like, or just the business compensation. So when it comes to medical sales reps, they are 1099s for their companies that they work for. Stryker is one of them. There's a few others. I can't really remember them off the top of my head. But what these medical sales reps do, so they're 1099s, they work for these companies, and these companies make relationships with certain drug companies, certain medical equipment companies, and what the reps are supposed to do for the company are to go out into the field and set appointments with doctors to explain the products, the drugs, the prescriptions, the equipment, and help the doctor understand that this is going to be a good fit for them to help save the people that they're working with. So this is how we're very similar to a medical sales rep. We're 1099s for Beachbody, right? We don't technically work for a company, so I'll get to the differences here in a second. So the similarities are we're 1099s for Beachbody. So we are our own boss. We have equipment. So instead of medical equipment that might go into somebody, like a pole or a hinge or something like that, we have weights. We have benches. We have markers for agility and conditioning training to, tap for some of you who might not have done Shift Shop or Proving Grounds yet. So we have equipment that is very similar to what a medical sales rep would have. However, ours is for building versus fixing. So we're 1099s, we have equipment, we set appointments with doctors, except instead of the doctors that we set appointments with, we're setting appointments with people who are interested in our wellness groups. So what a medical sales rep would do is get on the phone and call, try to get past the front gate person and set up an appointment with the doctors. So what we have to do, very similarly, to get that appointment set to talk with that person to show that they will need this in their lives, we have our social media. Our social media is the front gate. Our social media is the call. Our social media is the invitation to creating a connection and setting that appointment, right, with the people that we are wanting to work with. Our social media is a representation of who we are and what we stand for. So when you are a medical sales rep, you walk in to the appointment with a doctor, and you might have on your company's clothes, so whatever their company might be, or you're going to be dressed in a suit. You're going to look presentable because as humans, our first nature is to judge somebody within the first 7 seconds, because that is our fight or flight response as human nature. So if we see that someone is dressed nicely, takes this seriously, we're going to give them a little bit more attention because we can tell that they know what they're talking about. We can tell that they look like they are someone who we can invest in. They look like someone who has it together. They look great. They're representing the company fantastic, and they look like someone who you can trust, and they look like someone who's taking this seriously. So the first impression is super important as a medical sales rep, just as it's important on our social media. If someone comes to our social media and it looks like we're a hot mess, or we don't have it together, or our hair's everywhere, or the color scheme isn't the same, or our photos don't look similar, or we don't even look like we're representing a health and wellness journey, people aren't going to put their faith in us to join a wellness group. People aren't going to put their faith in us to invest in the company. People aren't going to put their faith in us to really use us when the time comes for them to need us. They're going to go to somebody else. So very similar to a medical sales rep, we need to show up on our social media as like it is the call into the doctor to get that appointment, and it's also a first impression. So automatically our social media is who we are, who we represent, and it's that initial interaction and that trust bond. Have you heard in interviews where some people say, you walk into the office and you see something on a wall and you try and make that connection with that person right away, the person who might be interviewing you. You try and find that common ground, because it's not your talents that are going to get us hired. It's not our skills that are going to get us hired. It's, are we going to make this person's life more easy if they work with us? Are we going to make this person's life less drastic if we can simplify their world? Are we that person that can make things less complicated for that other person if they hire us? Are we nice to work with? Do we understand? Are we listening? What other options can I come up with as solutions for you, so when I enter into this company or into this business transaction with you, you don't need to worry about so much, because I have the tools and I know what I'm doing, and I will be here for you, right? So people want to work with people who are personable. People want to work with people who look like they're serious about what they do. People want to work with people who can make their lives more simple. People want to work with people who know what they're talking about and still keep it simple. So just like a 1099 medical sales rep, when they walk into a doctor's office, you know that they have taken so much time to research their products prior to walking into that meeting. You know that they have probably practiced with one or two other people on their team any objections that they might come up with, or questions that they might not have thought in their own head, so they can come back with a response. They have researched what they're about to go in and talk with this person, so they can be prepared no matter where the conversation goes. Very similar as a 1099 medical sales rep, us as coaches, when we already get ourselves into the door, we have that personal bond, that trust is created, and now we're sitting down and talking. We are in charge of understanding what options we have in order to make their life easier. We need to understand what we have as products, as an emotional bond, as equipment, in order for us to create options for the people that we are talking with, right? So when we go into that meeting, when we are talking, because we have gotten through the front gate holder, we have created that bond, that personal bond, because they trust us now. They see our social media. They see that they've taken us seriously. We're in that conversation, and now we're actually in the transaction of figuring out if we can work together. I'm going to know my shit. When you sit down in front of me and you tell me every single reason why you don't think you might need me, I'm going to be able to tell you every reason why you want to, but I'm also going to sit here and not sell you on needing me either, because I also know that I'm worthy, and I'm going to get my sale from somebody else, because that's how damn good we are, because our company is so good. It is so strong. There is a particular way around sales and conversation, just as in life, on how to let somebody feel like they're the ones making the ultimate decision on if this will be good for them in their life or not. and we are here to just help facilitate it. We know that it's good because it is. It's science, it's health, it's preventative medicine. That is a belief that a part of that every single coach in the Fit Life Tribe has, is we understand that preventative medicine is the next way of the world. When it comes to sales and conversations, and not just a transaction of money, I'm talking about with your significant other, with family members, with friends. Sales is everywhere. When you want something, there's a way to go around it. There's a way you present it. There's a way that we present something to our significant other when we want something. There's a way when we get around a group of friends, we want to feel accepted by them. So we present ourselves in a certain way. Same thing in this business, except you are in charge of how you present yourself. So when we get in front of a doctor, or we get in front of someone who is asking about what does our wellness group entail, we do this thing that is considered a push-pull. It's sales 101. It's the yin and it's the yang. When someone says they want in, I want this as my journey, I need this as my journey, as the sales rep, we have to step back and be the opposite of what they're saying that they want. We have to say, and we have to act like we have this special thing, and I still need to ask you questions on if this is really good for you. Because so many people would want to dive in and think that this is exactly what they need and that they're ready to be committed to this. And as a sales representative, representing our own company and representing the Fit Life Tribe and representing Beachbody, we have to withhold from just sending them the link and moving on. Because that is not good communication skills. That is not relationship building. Sales is relationship building. When we talk with somebody and they say, I need this in my life, I need this, okay, let's back it up a little bit. Why do you need this? What are your goals? What are you doing every single day for workouts now? What is your nutrition like? Do you prefer to work out at a gym or at home? We ask questions that we already know the answers to because we know our products so well. I'm going to ask you questions on, are you really busy or do you work from home? Knowing that the nutrition guide can help if they're on the road or if they're at home. I'm going to ask are you working out at a gym or are you working out at home? I'm going to ask that question because I know that they can work out from anywhere. I'm asking leading questions so they can define what they are saying that they want. I'm asking interviewing questions for them to understand why they're saying that they want it and how they're going to make it happen. That's not me. I'm not over here saying that this is what you need and this is why. I'm over here asking, okay, tell me why you think you need this. And let's define it out, and I'm going to have you define it out. And then I'm just going to be here as your coach to make sure that you see that through. And now, if it's someone who's the complete opposite, who seems a little distant, seems like they don't know why they really want this in their life, we're going to provide the value. What do we have? We have a community. We have over 6,000 workouts that they can access for a full year. We have 400 different clean eating recipes and 58 different fitness programs. Not to mention a pre and post workout that's bomb, designed by Harvard scientists. Shaco, that is the highest of superfoods of any other vitamin mix out there in the entire world right now, and has been, because we are consistently evolving and our company needs to be the best, and they will make sure that they will be the best, and that's what we are with this company. So I'm going to provide value. And the second that person turns a little bit and realizes that they do need this, I'm going to do the opposite. It is a push-pull game. Because we need to know that they are ready and they're willing to do this. Because we're not going to waste our time. We're not just going to have one sale. We want multiple sales. We want a relationship. We want to help this person get healthy for life. We don't want just one. And that is obviously up to them. We cannot drag them. This is ultimately their journey. And that is another thing that we will learn as we go through all these different units of trainings. But we cannot drag people to want to do this for themselves. All we can do is help them define why they want it, hold them to it for so long, right? And then that's why we see them in our challenge groups. When we walk into meetings with these doctors and we look good, we feel good, we know exactly what we're talking about, and we want to make their lives more simple, we want to have this sale, it comes down to how do we execute our delivery. 1099s in the medical field are very, very good at acting. And acting doesn't need to have a negative connotation. Acting is rising up and stepping into who you want to become, who we want to become, the person that we know that this person is going to want to work with. And if we know that we're not having the greatest day, at least we know what our good days look like, and we can mimic what our best days have been. Very similar here in this Beachbody 1099 world as a coach, when we can video record ourselves and talk to other people about what we're doing, how we're doing it, we need to be able to turn it on. We need to be able to have that influence of, I can turn it on right now because this is my job and I have goals. And this is way better than me going into a job and smiling at people that I don't want to work with. I am in control of this, so I'm going to turn it on because I can, because I am in charge. I don't have a boss, I am my boss. But I also need to be my employee by turning it on and becoming my best actor when I need to, which is typically Monday through Friday and the weekends if I haven't hit Success Club yet, right? So as we walk in to this meeting with this doctor, we are going to turn it on. We're not going to be anxiety driven. We're not going to be so excited because we have this opportunity to talk to them because we have so many other people that we can talk with. We're just going to be excited because we have these amazing products that nobody else has. And we know that because we've done the research. We know that because we have the confidence in the research that we've done and the people that we've searched out and learned from. We have confidence in our team. We have confidence that when we walk into surgery, our team's going to be there. When medical reps walk into the office to meet the doctor, typically they walk in with a little suitcase that has the drugs in it or the product that they're trying to sell the doctor. So either the company gets them these products or they have to purchase the products and it's on rent from their company. And they're walking in with their little rolling suitcase and they bring the products and present it to the doctor. As a 1099 with Beachbody, we don't handle any products. We are not the ones that are bringing the product to anybody. We are not opening up a magazine showing them what they want. We are not the ones that are in charge of showing them the products, which is pretty cool. We don't have to do anything in the transaction of handling these at all, which is so nice. It's a lot off our plate. What we have to do though is we have to create our own testimonies. We have to become our own transformations. So when we go and meet these doctors as a 1099 for a medical rep company, we will provide testimonies with other companies that have used them, show them exactly how they've used them, what they've said about it, the positive things about it, and use other people's testimonies to let the doctor know how other people feel about it. They are representing the other people. We get to be our own testimony. We don't actually get to be, we have to be. It's our job. Our testimony is our transformations. And the other positive thing is that as we move through this business, as we show up every single day, we have to make those calls and we have to set up appointments and we have to hit our numbers every single month. That's never going to change. What will change though is the consistent launching of new programs. What will change is the people that we work with. What will change is ourselves. We will be consistently evolving and consistently growing. Even though the day-to-day might be the exact same, we will find spiritual, physical, and mental growth in the mundane little things every single day. But when we lean into these launches, when we start these launches, when we do these programs, when we have our own testimonies and transformations, when we're working with new people, that is where the growth happens. So we don't have to be in charge of buying the product and bringing it to anybody or buying the product and shipping it to anybody. We just get to be our own testimonies. We get to be our own transformations. We are those people. Another positive thing about jumping into launches with the program is it's showing our people that we trust this company because we haven't even tried the programs yet, that we trust the company, we're on board with what they have to offer, what they will be providing, and it allows us to stay in phase 1 of this business. It's asking people if they want to work out with us versus us telling them what to do. As we continue to jump on these launches, we will continue to grow our archives of knowledge in workouts, in these programs, and when we have a lot of new customers coming to us, because as we grow, there will be multiple new people that we will be working with, we'll be able to guide them towards what product. But in order for us to invite every single month and have people work out with us, we jump on these launches because it shows people that we're in the trenches with them, we're in it with them together, we're all in this together, and we can drop our ego. We don't need to know everything. We're doing this with them. But we trust our company enough to jump on a new launch versus waiting for the testimonies to come out and then to jump on it. It is our job to put our ego aside and to ask people if they want to do this new program with us. That is the coolest thing about it. We don't have to buy any products and ship it to anybody. We don't have to use other people's testimonies and sell it to the doctor. We get to purchase the products ourselves, use it for ourselves, for our own health and wellness benefits, be our own testimony, and share that with people and put our ego aside. That's the best thing about this. And the longer that we do it, the more and more products we have for ourselves, we get recognized. We'll have new things that will get shipped to us just because we're hitting our numbers. And next thing we know, we are just a walking billboard of health and wellness because we're just doing our job, because we're just working out, because we're showing up every single day, and we're hitting our numbers. That's pretty damn cool. And so what I'm here to do, and just like 1099 medical sales reps, they have numbers that they have to meet every single month. Very similar to us. We have numbers that we need to meet every single month, except those numbers are people. And it's 3 people a month. 3 people in a challenge pack, or 3 people on Shaco HD. That's it. We just need to help 3 people a month get started on something that is not drug related, on something that is not going to put them into surgery and need for them to use equipment that is not a preventative measure. It's a fixable thing. What we have is something that is preventative. What we have is something that is super important for the entire world. So our numbers every single month is Success Club 6 minimum. That's what it is. As a coach, as a sales rep, as somebody who isn't representing drugs or something to fix it. We are people trying to help people join our tribe. Now, very similar to, let's say the doctor says, yes, I want to work with you, and they sign that transcript or they sign that document saying we have confirmed to use you, a representative of X, Y, and Z company as a medical sales rep, to use your equipment during this time of surgery, this kind of surgery, or this kind of medication for a mental health thing or something along those lines. So as a medical sales rep, when it's the first few months and a doctor is about to use an equipment, something from the toolbox of the medical sales rep, they're going into surgery. It might be their first time going into surgery and using this type of equipment. They're going to call up the medical sales rep and say, hey, can you come into surgery and make sure I know how to do this? I need you to be here. So as a medical sales rep, we're going to walk in and we're going to sit through surgery with the doctor as they're saving that person's life or as they're trying to fix something so that person can have a more sustainable lifestyle, a happier lifestyle. And as a medical sales rep, we are called to show up into surgery every single day with the doctor to show them how to use this equipment, right? So this person can live a happier and healthier life from then on. Our challenge groups are like surgeries. They are the times that we show up. If we miss a surgery, you better believe that that doctor is not going to want to work with us again. So when it comes to challenge groups, people are joining our challenge groups because they know that they can rely on us. They know that we're going to be there. They know that we are in the trenches with them, and no matter what happens, we are not going to give up. We are going to find a solution. We know all of the possible solutions, and if we don't, we're gonna make a call and we're gonna figure it out. Doctors can rely on us because they know that we are self-sustaining and capable of figuring out a solution, and we will show up no matter what and be happy and stick it out in the trenches. Stand for 12 hours next to them doing surgery. Same with our challenge groups. Our challengers want to know that we are going to be there in the trenches with them throughout the 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 9 weeks. And if we don't know the answers, we are going to know somebody who will, hence the Fit Life Tribe. Hence why we can also get on Beachbody and talk with corporate now, especially now that the 2B mindset is out. We can talk with nutritionists, or we get certified ourselves in that. Complete opportunities for nothing but growth. But surgeries are our challenge groups, and we show up no matter what kind of day we're having because it's our job, right? When we're talking with people to get them into our wellness groups, we show up and we pretend to be our best selves even on the days that we don't want to be our best selves, because we know that we have goals and we believe in what we're doing. And on top of that, we're not physically actually standing in front of someone. That is the beauty behind this business, is we have control of when we get back with people, even though it shouldn't take long, 10, 20 minutes for us to really get our shit together, get riled up a little bit, send them back a message, maybe turn on some music, take some Energize, whatever you got to do, but you are in charge. We are in charge. That's the best thing about this business. As a coach, as a 1099 with Beachbody, we don't need to show up to surgery. We don't need to be called in a day prior and the doctor saying, I need you here. I need to make sure that I know how to use this piece of equipment that you have sold me on and that I have agreed to and I'm excited to use it, but I want to make sure that I'm using it properly. Will you be here in surgery? And sometimes the 1099 medical sales rep might not be able to, so they'll have a partner step in and show the doctor. Makes the doctor a little bit more hesitant because it's not that one-on-one person that they made a relationship with. However, you know that your partner is going to be able to show up for you and execute it just as well. As a coach, it's the same thing, except we show up to challenge groups. We don't show up to surgery. We show up to challenge groups every single day. And when we partner with somebody who's also helping us run a challenge group, we know that they're going to execute the challenge group just as well as we could, if not better. And that's a positive thing, is that we can lean on each other and rely on each other to help make a challenge group fucking phenomenal, right? We don't always have to rely on ourselves, but 2 heads are always better than 1, maybe 3, 4, 5, right? If we have a large enough wellness group. So when we run wellness groups, we're not just showing up to surgery for 8 hours, not on our watch, right? Because a 1099 and medical sales rep, they're showing up to a surgery probably at 4:30 in the morning, waking up at 3:30 to make sure that they're alive and awake and ready to save someone's life. Here, as a coach, we have our own ability to show up whenever we want to. Plus, we have a team that will be there to help us as well. So, because if anyone has questions, like the doctor did, hey, I need to know that you're going to be here in case you have questions. Cool thing is, when our clients come into these challenge groups, if they have a question, our team's going to be there. We're called the Fit Life Tribe. Our entire team will be there to answer questions for each other, and not everything needs to just be placed on us. What we do as coaches is just get someone started on a health and wellness journey. Is every single product perfect for everybody? No, but it's good for the majority of people, like 86% actually. And our community, is that good for everybody? Actually it is, because we are humans and we are built to work in teams. There's nothing about this company, Beachbody, that isn't right for somebody. We have over 58 different programs. The performance line, Shaco, the edible things are designed and handcrafted to help people stop relying on the high fructose corn syrup, the processed sugars, the terrible other processed foods and to help get them started somewhere. Now, being someone who loves juicing and someone who is a very health conscious, organic, non-GMO human, when I first started this, it was very difficult to get on board with someone else's product if I wasn't creating it myself. That was a very hard thing to represent, and also a little bit of an ego smack. However, once I did my research, once I dove in, once I did the product of program myself, I was able to sit back and talk about it with anyone who had any questions ever, because I did it. I researched it. I went to seminars I went to Summit. I sat and I listened to podcasts on it and why it was important. I not only figured out where ingredients were being made, but I figured out the emotion behind it, why it was made. I bought why people have created these things, and now I'm a believer. So now I can sit back and be that person that is going to explain that to somebody else. I am a medical sales rep for Beachbody. I am a 1099, and the medical sales rep equipment that we present to people is a preventative measure that doesn't exist anyplace else. We provide workouts, we provide trainers, we provide a community, and we also provide nutrition. There's nothing else like that out there, ever. I am happy to hit my numbers every single month. I am blessed to hit my numbers every single month. I am blessed to have a team of people who I can rely on when I might not feel like my best self that day. But just because I'm not feeling like my best self that day doesn't mean I'm not making calls to get in front of people. Doesn't mean that I'm not getting into my inbox, responding to people. 3 people a month. So I tell myself I'm gonna help 10 a month because I don't know what my month is going to behold in front of me. So I make sure that I hit my numbers by the 10th and the 15th of every month, just in case anything happens. A family member gets sick, someone passes away, I get sick. I haven't been sick in 3 years, knock on wood, because I am living this healthy lifestyle, but I am making sure that I'm hitting my numbers and getting at least 3 people set up for success because I believe in this. I'm not just here to sell anybody on a piece of equipment or a drug. I'm here to prevent that from happening. I will hit my numbers by the 10th or the 15th of every single month. I'm striving for Success Club 20. I am showing up to my social media every single day because I know that that is my call into the doctor. I know that that is my ability to get other people to trust me in what I'm doing. I'm going to look damn good. I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to make sure that my storefront, my call to people is going to look phenomenal because that is what I believe in. And I understand the psychosis of how humans judge others when they see them. If they see that someone is successful and has it put together, they're going to want to work with someone who's successful and put together. So I'm going to make sure that I protrude that character onto my social media. And I'm going to make sure that I know what the hell I'm talking about when we're talking. And I'm also going to make sure that I have no reason to let someone else know that that I can suggest something else to them. If maybe this isn't a good time for them, or this isn't something that they need in their life, or maybe it's someone I don't want to work with. I have no problem suggesting something else because I know that I'm going to get my sales someplace else because that's how damn good we are. And that's how damn good I am. So that is the similarities between being a Beachbody coach, a part of the Fit Life tribe, and a 1099 as a medical sales rep. All right, guys. See ya.